Hello, so I'm now going to do a video showing how to put my blackberry wine into demijohns. I'm not absolutely certain how well this is going to work because of camera angles, but we shall see. Now, this is my blackberry wine, and that's the seeds floating on the top. So let's see, if I put that there, how does that work? I'll just angle that a bit more that way, and yeah, that's okay. So the first thing I do is I get my colander, and I've got a bowl. Both of these have been sterilised, and I dip the colander in to the blackberry wine. I don't know if you can see that very well, but so I then press down so that I'm getting rid of as much liquid as possible back into the bowl, and then when I think I've got it quite well, I just put this liquid back into the bucket. The detritus goes into the bowl like that. Now, the reason I have sterilised the bowl is because at the end of this process I may not have quite enough wine in the demijohns, and so what I'll do is I will squeeze the detritus in the bowl to get any excess liquid. The other thing is, of course, if I do have enough liquid in the demijohns and I don't need anything floating around in the bowl, it gives me an opportunity to drain the liquid anyway before the old blackberries go in the bin. And that keeps everyone happy in the household because it means that the bin hasn't got completely stuffed with soggy blackberries. So on my third go with the colander, I'm getting less and less, and so it's the law of diminishing returns, and I will have a fourth go, and then I'll start putting the liquid into demijohns. So that's third go done. Final go at getting rid of as much of the solid like that as you can, but there's now very little in the colander, so that's it. So then I put that there. I'm going to just get rid of the colander, and I'm back in the room. So now what I do, and I'm going to try pausing it fairly quickly because watching me do the whole of this, nobody would make it to the end. So I dip my jug into the bucket. I make sure that the bucket is as close to the demijohn as possible. I then pour the jug into the demijohn, catching through a sieve, of course, and then a funnel, catching the seeds and fruit, which was thoroughly crushed beforehand, as I go. So I then get my wooden spoon, which has been living in the bucket while the initial fermentation was going on, and squeeze like that, so I'm getting as much liquid as I can from the fruit into the demijohn. When I think that's okay, I do that. Now generally what I do is I do 2 sieves into the first demijohn, 2 sieves into the second demijohn, jugs, so that I split it up and you don't get all the top stuff in one demijohn and all the bottom stuff in the second demijohn. But for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to do one and then another one, and then I'm going to pause it. And the pausing may not work. I've experimented already with pausing, and something weird happened. So we shall see, but anyway, pour it through. The sieve gets, the sieve does get quite full, but the funnel gets quite full. If it's getting too full and not going down quickly enough, often what I'll do is I'll just pull the funnel up, and that's, for some reason, physics, not sure, I'm not a scientist, will make the liquid run through quicker. Again, squeeze the fruit so that you're getting as much liquid as you can out of it, like so, and then put the excess old fruit into the bowl for later. So actually you can see already that there's quite a lot of liquid in the bowl. Maybe you can't, I can. And that could be useful later on. Anyway, I'm going to try pausing this. It might be goodbye from me, but might see you later. Anyway, thanks for watching so far. Right, I don't know if this is going to work now, and I may well edit this out. So I've just spent about 25 minutes making the demijohns fuller, as you can see. You'll see that I have left a gap. I'll show you that if I can. So I've left a gap between the top of the demijohn and the liquid. And the reason I've done that is because as it ferments, it will bubble, and sometimes it will bubble out of the air trap. So next thing I need to do is put the air trap in to the demijohns. So this is the air trap. I filled it, so it's rubber bung with a plastic tube which goes like that, and I filled it to about halfway so that it doesn't bubble over, and I just put it into the demijohn like that, as far as it can go down, and then again with the second one, slightly different shape, doesn't matter, and so that goes in there, and as the carbon dioxide is released from the yeast, it will push the water up and create bubbles, and when it's doing a vigorous ferment, you'll just hear it going blup 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 blup. But that will take several minutes before that starts, and I won't bother doing that. Now you may ask, what are you going to do to fill that? So this is the answer. I have stored a wine bottle which I've separately sterilised, and I've still got some liquid, though this is all the gloop at the bottom, and I'm going to put that into the wine bottle, and then put a folded paper towel into the neck of the wine bottle, and then when I think it's safe to do so, I will pour the contents of the wine bottle into the demijohns, filling them to the neck, so that, let's see if that's going to work or fall over. What do you reckon? It's going to fall over? No, it's going to work. Hurrah. What was I saying? So when it's safe to do so, I will pour the contents of that bottle into the demijohns. Now, there's not quite enough in there, and I'm not going to bother showing you all this, but I have now got all that out of the bucket, and you'll see that there's quite a lot of liquid. So what I'm going to do is drain as much of the liquid as I can back into the jug, through the sieve, into the bottle, so that we've got enough for topping up. And I think that I used pretty much precisely the right amount of water. Right, I don't know if any of that recorded. I hope that it was even slightly useful to somebody who made it to the end. Thank you very much. And drop me a line if you've got any questions. Cheers, bye.